You mentioned mirroring, and I think a lot of us can relate to seeing things online that irritate you, and maybe you don't know why, but you allow the irritation to be there, or you don't even explore the irritation and you might communicate to other people that you're irritated. I remember really early on in my entrepreneurial journey, I didn't have any boundaries, especially with work. I worked so much. On a business front, wasn't calculating time across, what I was quoting. So I was wondering why I was working so much to make so little. And people in the space on the weekends, my competitors would be out, enjoying their lives at the farmer's market, at the movies, at the club. They would just be doing things. And I felt like it would irritate me. And I would be like, well, it's because I'm just doing much more business, right? How we kind of tell ourselves these things to make ourselves feel better. How can anyone listening be better issue spotters to maybe someone who's a mirror to something that they want and they don't realize it? Or
here's the key to understanding this. And it's such a beautiful thing. And it's something that, it took me quite a while to really understand and process through and navigate. So when somebody gives you a charge, and that can be a trigger, it can be a positive charge, but it's not monotone, right? It's ooh, Aisha made me feel something when I saw her in Phoenix or whatever. Somebody gives you a charge. There's two things, only two. If you're disrupted in a triggered way, they are either showing you something that you have or do that you don't like in yourself, or they are showing you the infinite potential that's untapped within you. So for your example, it's that was just untapped potential. You had, and now, the potential to have this balance where you were an entrepreneur and enjoyed your life to the fullest, because that's the whole fucking purpose of doing it. Right. And so, if somebody is triggering us or charging us, it's either because there's something about them that we also have that we don't like in ourselves, or it's because we are observing something that we are capable of, a potential that's within us that we have yet to unleash.
Yeah. And so on a more cultural level, very low-hanging fruit level, for people who are just scrolling and activated by somebody, irritated, oftentimes I feel like in the social media world, you wouldn't, and maybe you would, but let's just go there. You wouldn't unfollow if there was not a reason. So are we muting people? How does this work online when we're trusting our intuition, but you also don't want to start drama, but someone also activates you online? What's the first step in addressing something like that?
111% of the time, always look inward, because before you, I don't, unless I did a cord cutting, right? Then I'm going to unfollow them. But other than that, it's if somebody, I get charges. And so it's observing the charge and just ask yourself those questions. What is it about them that is the same as me and that I don't like, that now I get to address that? Or what is it about them that I can have, do, or be? Yeah. But I am whatever, I'm playing too small, I'm whatever, what's the charge? So really turning inward to what's the charge? Where does it come from? Because it has nothing to do with them. Nothing to do with them. Even if it's they're doing something wrong, it's all relative to what your opinion is of what's appropriate. And that's based on your social conditioning, on your upbringing, on all kinds of things. So turn inward. Why? Why do I feel this way? And take radical responsibility for your own charge.